White shirts and light blue shorts attacking the goal to our left. Against Arsenal in their familiar red and white shirts. And Arsenal with a very formidable record here to preserve. They last conceded the goal at home on December the 6th. Played 635 minutes since then, 7 matches without conceding one here at Highbury. And although their relegation fears have virtually gone now, and indeed West Ham's championship hopes have virtually gone, there's still an immense amount of pride, as there always is, when two London sides meet in a derby game. Here's Mervyn Day. Certainly, if West Ham are going to score a goal, it might as well be a spectacular one to beat this Arsenal record, like the one that Frank Lampard scored on Wednesday against Den Haag. Coleman in for Billy Bonds. Brooking with such a magnificent game against the Dutchman. Here's Keith Robson. Bit of space here now for Lampard. Taylor slipping that tackle and read the ball going past Mancini as well. Robson hitting that one, the linesman flagging on this side for offside against Billy Jennings. A free kick to Arsenal. Nelson. Coleman putting a little bit of a push there on Brian Kidd. Arsenal's free kick. Lampard telling Taylor to go upfield as this free kick comes in. And finds John Radford out on the side for so long, but back to good effect now. Oh, Armstrong letting it go. Ball with a shot. Exactly 2 minutes gone.
Well, there's your old friend, Bobby. All right, little Alan, he's busy. He's a midfield player. He's a creator. But he was a brave player also, you know, wasn't afraid to go inside the box. I mean, he would consider this one of his easy ones. It would have been a bad one if he hadn't. But he had the good technique to be able to keep it down.
Did he bubble in the team as well?
Oh, tremendous card. I mean, Alan's terrific to play for. You know, I've got nothing but admiration for the man. Always give his best shot, as Bob said. Had everything, great passion for the game.
Getting the cheers now, and particularly their skipper, Alan Ball. 8th goal of the season now for him. Kerbishley. Second chance. That's not a bad one. Coleman right in there, and Rimmer could have been fooled by that, but he was nicely placed again, and a tremendous run in there by Coleman. Who's hurt. Taylor turns it, rather it's Kerbishley who eventually turns it into touch so that the West Ham player can get a bit of treatment. Trevor Brooking in the England squad for the match against Wales. Wrexham on Wednesday. Well, Coleman will go on. It was certainly a brilliant run that took him into that situation. Here's Keith Robson. Ball versus ball. It's quite a battle. Ball winning that one. Armstrong. Ball. It's not a bad cross either. Rice right in there. Brady right in there. Kidd might get a shot. And Brooking denied him everything, and a penalty. Penalty given. Could only have been a foul there by Brooking, presumably on Kidd. But a penalty was given without a moment's hesitation by a referee who was well placed. So Mervyn Day again faces Alan Ball from about the sort of range from which Ball scored after 2 minutes. But now it's a simple matter of Ball against Day. And he's changed it.
Did Alan miss many penalties, George? Was he always the penalty taker?
Alan, yes, in those days he was, and as you're right, he didn't miss too many.
Mervyn Day went the right way, didn't he?
Yes, yes. That's a good save.
But 2-0 would have made a bit of difference at that point, wouldn't it?
Yes, you're always looking for the second goal, which makes it a little bit easier.
In fact, there's a substitute now. Keith Coleman's going on, and Mike McGibbon comes on for West Ham. That's an early sub.
From Sunderland, I think.
And this was Bertie Mee's last season, of course, George, wasn't it?
Yes, I'm afraid that's when it all happened, Dickie.
Now, West Ham on the attack.
A little curler down to Billy Jennings.
And an equaliser.
Yes.
Instead of it being 2-0, it's now 1-1,
You're
George.
dead right. That's the difference. As you said, if you don't put your chance away, that happens, as it happened against Palace when they bounced straight back against us. But obviously, the goalkeeper, he's unlucky because he thinks the ball is going to go somewhere else. The guy misses it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Did he get a touch?
Just gets
I beg your
it
pardon. Famous touches.
Well,
But that was a situation where the manager would be calling the defenders, really. You know, I mean, it's not a hard cross, it's not come in, and you expect the dominant forces to be as central defenders, but there wasn't anybody there. It's a bad goal for Arsenal to concede that.
Half beaten there, but Derbyshire couldn't make anything of it. And here's Brady. Rice. Nelson. Radford. Armstrong. Oh, what a delicate little chip there now for Ross. Turned in again. A diving header by Radford, well saved by Mervyn Day. Nice little chip there from Trevor Ross. Radford diving in and Day saved. Taylor tumbling, but I think he caught the back of Mancini's heel. Came back quickly enough at the big Arsenal number 5. I'm a little surprised to find that the linesman gave that throw to Arsenal. It seemed to come off an Arsenal player. Keep getting involved there with McGibbon. And still they're getting on to each other. Well, that was quite ridiculous. And I think McGibbon saying you could easily have knocked a couple of my teeth out by doing that. I think there are a few elbows flying around. Alan Taylor would be well advised to get well out of it. It's a matter between those three. Reverie being considerably overshadowed by both those players. 34 years old, the youngest man on the full league list, Kevin McNally from Cheshire. Free kick to Arsenal. And Liam Brady with it. Long one there. Mancini had come up for it. Now kick. And another penalty. Kidd brought down, and Arsenal get another penalty. Ball versus Day, part 2. Kidd is still down. Don't think he can be badly hurt, but certainly it's going to add to the tension of the moment for 2 people in particular. Alan Ball, who's just said a little prayer, and he's got to face Mervyn Day again. Well, now, the question going through Alan Ball's mind at the moment must be, shall I put it the same way again? Mervyn Day saying to himself, which way shall I go now? Brian Kidd is coming outside the penalty area. Now, is it going to be 1-1 or is it going to be 2-1 to Arsenal? It's 2-1 to Arsenal. He sent it the other way.
is it usual for a guy who's missed a penalty to take the next penalty, or...
Well, sometimes they don't have the courage to do it, but with Alan, there wasn't a question. He would be the first of the ball there. As you've seen it there, he's changed his mind, he went the other direction.
Would you go the other way? If you were taking the penalty, would you go the other way to the other side? Because it's more difficult for the goalkeeper.
I wouldn't have side-footed it. You know, I missed a couple of penalties, and they were all side-footers where the goalkeeper gets the right way. And after I missed one, I thought, no, my best way is to just hit them as hard as I can, and one side or the other. So I wouldn't have really chose to actually hit it one side.
Arsenal on the attack again, and look who's got the ball.
Right. Little George.
George himself.
Take us through this one, George. Go on, with pleasure. There you go.
Well, actually in this is, you know, we talk about defending, and Don worked on this for a long, long time about the front three runners pushing people inside. And we worked on it, you know, you see how we pushed West Ham inside. John Radford and Rick Kennan and myself, we read it. We made them come in, and then they were in limbo.
Yeah.
But we did work on it. Don, I worked it for many, many sessions of showing people inside, and we still do it today.
You really work at it on the practice.
The first three forwards are the first line of defence. We try and make them play inside across their own box. And as you see there, it happened, and resulted in us getting a goal.
Great teams at Liverpool. They always used to love Liverpool's forwards because they were defenders as well. You know, Rush, we talked about Ian Rush, and he used to go from the left back, then he'd dash across to the right back. But always worked defenders, and a lot of defenders aren't used to it, you know. And they panic a little bit, you know, and they give a silly ball away, is what's happened there when George scored.
Right.
Here's Armstrong for us. Ross. Had a good first half, Trevor Ross. Some brilliant runs from the middle of the field. Ball. Now Brady. Held on to that ball well, shielded it beautifully. Did just what he wanted to do by finding this. Mancini planting it forward again for Alan Ball. Really has revelled in this first half as Ball. And here's Nelson, and an obstruction there by Lampard, giving Arsenal an interesting free kick, which they want to take quickly. They'll have to take from the right place. In injury time now, we played nearly a minute of it at the end of the first half. Brady's going to take this one. Mancini's right in there, jockeying for position. Curled in there to Radford! Hits the crossbar! And Kidd! Has he given it? Yes, he's given the goal. Brian Kidd has scored number 4 for Arsenal. Right on the stroke of half-time. Brady curling that free kick in. Radford getting up well and hitting the crossbar. And Kidd a superhuman jump to turn it just over the line before Mervyn Day could claw it out. There goes the half-time whistle, and what a good first half for Arsenal and for Alan Ball. One from a penalty, one after 2 minutes, one penalty saved by Mervyn Day. Arsenal also scoring through George Armstrong, the number 7, and the number 10, Brian Kidd. West Ham's sole reply coming from their number 9, Billy Jennings. So Arsenal now preparing to get us away at the start of the second half. 4-1 into the lead. West Ham's last away win at Birmingham in November. Won only one of their last 14 league games, none of the last 9. Thank goodness it's going to be a comeback if they can do it here at Highbury this afternoon. Here's Jimmy Rimmer with the clearance. Radford's backward header, here's Kidd. Armstrong. Radford couldn't get that one back, and so it's going to be a goal kick to West Ham. What a job he and his team have got on hand now in the next 45 minutes. Lampard. Not a bad cross either, but it turned out to be a very good one, in fact, and Jimmy Rimmer caught it quite easily. Radford. Armstrong. Oh, Radford, look at the space Radford had there, and it took a very good save from Mervyn Day. Oh, there was an amazing gap there in the West Ham penalty area, giving Arsenal that chance of a shot. And a good save by Dave. Bonds. Lampard. Here, West Ham throw coming off George Armstrong. Robson. Curvishly. Lampard. Lock. Oh, taken out that time by fouling. Bradford. Away goes Armstrong. Lock going with him. It's with ball. Armstrong again. Kid. And that's another one.
A bit of a silly goal, that, George, really.
Yes. I think, you know, the cross was like a Barnes-Wallace and the finish was the same.
There's a Barnes-Wallace cross, is this? Yes, 1, 2 bounces.
That's Barnes-Wallace.
But it's a very significant thing happening just after this game, because Bertie Mee announced just 2 days after the game finished that he was going to retire at the end of the season. Can you remember that, sir?
I always remember towards the end, because, you know, we're all sad about Bertie, because, as I said earlier in the programme, I think he's the best manager I ever worked with.
Why did he pick that time, do you think, to retire? Was it...
I don't know whether it was forced upon him. I mean, only Bertie would tell you that, but, you know, it's always sad when you lose a manager that had a lot of success with him. And he was like a father figure to you as well. Any problems you could take to him. I mean, for me, he's a gentleman, Bobby, dead right. He's a tremendous guy.
And he would
have
done what was the correct thing to do, either for his family or for the club or for himself, but he would have done it with a great deal of dignity. That was the way he was, Bertie. He's had a great influence on people in the game. They all liked Bertie Mee and had respect for him. But why he retired, I would imagine he probably thought, well, I'm probably not going to give him my best, I better pass it on to someone else. That was the way he was a gentleman.
Twisted away superbly by Jimmy Ridley. And then when the ball came back in again, it put Arsenal under tremendous pressure once more. Here's the corner by Brookie. And Mancini's header away. Got it back by Kermishley, a fist away by Rimmer, and a lot of action now at both ends. And Arsenal want to bring their substitute Frank Stapleton on. And it's Pat Rice who's coming on. Well, Frank Stapleton, the striker, goes on, and Pat Rice limping off there. An injury to his left leg by the look of it. Bonds. Bonds going in, Robson going in. And a foul by Mancini on Keith Robson, and Mancini being called across to referee Kevin McNally. Quite a happy chat. Both putting their own points of view. Shouldn't really do that. That's what he's saying. Free kick, quickly taken. It's come to Brookie. It's straight at Armstrong. Lampard. Jennings. Again by Mancini. Well, that might ricochet nicely now for Keith Robson. This could be it for Robson, huh? Well, that should have been goal number 2 for West Ham, or it could have been after that ricochet put it into the path of Robson. Took aim, blasted it, but wide of the goal. Championship, but after their bad run in recent weeks, they've now dropped to 12th, and Arsenal, after their good recent run, have come up to 16th with only 3 points separating them. And now here's Brian Kidd on a hat-trick, stopped by Mervyn Day. to Ball. Comes now to Stapleton. Radford unmarked on the right-hand side there. Radford, and another very good save indeed by Mervyn Day. A lovely quick break again by Arsenal. And Radford showing tremendous zest and acceleration there. And a really good, powerful shot. Well saved by Mervyn Day. Here's the corner with George Armstrong to take it. And Lampard heading it away. That would have crept just in. Looking away, Billy Jennings after it. Again, Trevor Ross. Riley really has had a good day. Ball, a touch off there for Brady. Through for Ball again. And this could be the next one. And it is a hat-trick. No, disallowed. Offside and disallowed.
Could have been a hat-trick, George.
Yeah,
disallowed.
Sure, just the final pass was played forward, Dickie, but the build-up was pretty good, yeah.
He didn't stay long with Arsenal, did he, Brian Kidd?
No, Brian stayed a short time, and, you know, again, I think he went to Man City after us. But Brian was tremendous. I mean, as he is now, he's so full of enthusiasm in the dressing room, outside the dressing room. Same character.
What's he like? I mean, you're close to him now, Brian Kidd.
Well, Brian is a really good coach and a good motivator and good in the dressing room, keeps everything bubbling. And as a coach, is always prepared to learn and to try things. He's always going off to Holland or Italy or Spain if he thinks that there's some sort of techniques that he can maybe help to improve the side. But he's been really successful for us.
Players will always do that.
Yeah.
There was at least a corner in it for them, but the referee disagreed. There goes Billy Jennings after that one, but Powling kept his eye on the ball beautifully. Lampard turning that one away. Ball. Brady. Powling. Straight at Jennings. Taylor. Ball in first again. Mancini. Radford turning it on towards Kidd. Now there's Kidd. Oh! That's one. Well, that's twice he's been so close to that hat-trick. Radford turned that one on nicely. Kidd was on it like a flash. Tremendous shot. Hitting the West Ham. Ball played through to Kidd again. Now, will it be the hat-trick this time? It is!
Well, you said that West Ham were always good for 2 points at home.
Yeah.
We can see
well,
that now.
That was a great finish by Brian. I mean, he's a born striker. He used to love scoring goals, and if you look at all the good goal scorers around, they'll love that, you know.
He had a handful of good chances,
yeah,
didn't he?
Yeah, but you don't care how many he misses, he's going to have the next one he's going to have a go at.
Yeah.
You're into March though. It's the getting near the end of the season, and if you're not in the running for anything, there's nothing to drive you. You know, you're in for the championship or the cup or whatever. The season seems to fade away, you know, and looking at this match, it appears to me that that's what's happened to West Ham. It's sort of the end of the season. They're not really going to win anything, you know, and the performance shows it. No confidence.
Well, a really remarkable performance by Arsenal, even allowing for the fact that West Ham had a very hard European game on Wednesday. And that's the direction their thoughts are taking at the moment. Al Moore was saying before the start, it's a test of our better form over the last few weeks as to what we can do against West Ham today. They really have done well. Brady trying to flick that one for Stapleton, and a goal kick. I must say, managers never show their feelings outwardly. I would have thought Bernie Mee up on the left-hand side with a hat. happy with things, as opposed to Ron Greenwood, Fulham left there. His side 6-1 now. Really have got the taste for it at the moment, Arsenal. None more so than Alan Ball, chasing everything. Afternoon that West Ham can't wait to come to an end now, and I would have thought one that Arsenal would want to go on forever, but now it is all over. Fine performance by Arsenal, particularly from Brian Kidd, with 3 goals to his name. 2 going to Alan Ball, 1 going to George Armstrong as well. And 6 times Mervyn Day had to pick the ball out of the back of the net. So while West Ham's gaze was averted towards Europe, they find themselves hit for 6 by Arsenal this afternoon.